Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of the SharpSHOOTers. As always, we're your hosts, Danny and Juice. How you doing tonight, Juice?
Hola, Danny. ¿Cómo estás?
I'm doing pretty good. I wish, I was more excited to talk about this week in wrestling, but we'll see how you feel about it. Hopefully, in better spirits than I.
Sí.
See, okay. If you've never joined us before on a Thursday, this is our last point standing. This is when we talk about the week in wrestling, how it was, usually in the ring, sometimes out of the ring, whatever comes up. Jay DeFalco says, Yo soy Juicebox. XXXXX.
Come on.
Um, and some little house cleaning before we continue. Thank you to Accept the Win for being an official band of the podcast. You hear them before and after the show and during the break. And if you haven't already done so, please, 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 it's a new month, October. Some of you might have forgot to resubscribe. Some of you might want to subscribe for the first time. Help us out. Give us a little sub down below. Oh my God, I think someone just sub live. Jay
Danny,
DeFalco,
Danny,
thank you
Danny,
so much.
Danny.
What?
¿Te gusta el dinero?
We love the money, buddy. We want that monies.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
No, we're okay. So thank you, Jay DeFalco. Please be like Jay DeFalco. Subscribe. That's his 11th month streak. That's awesome. Thank you again so
Oh,
much for that.
hey, so before I was so rudely interrupted, the reason I was asking you those questions and showing off my skills is because if you want to have language skills just as good as I do, you can give us a free Twitch sub and you get Super Duolingo. Jay DeFalco just got some himself. If you subscribe via Twitch over the next 2 weeks, that is an extra perk you get. So congratulations, Jay DeFalco, on your 3 free months of Super Duolingo. Check your inbox. I'm not making that up. It's in there. And yeah, so it's just a prime example for you. There
So
you
funny.
go.
I love you so much. Speaking of Prime, if you have Amazon Prime, you can give us a subscription for free. The instructions are in the chat next door. It costs you nothing, helps us out. So please, please choose a subscription. Now, we are
Oh, this
Thursday
way.
night. Yeah, I don't know what
Oh,
happened
the
there.
wrong way.
And that means there's our last point standing. So I'm going to pull that up. Bam.
And also, if you use Amazon Prime Gaming, you also get Super Duolingo. So go buff up on your language.
Ooh, I definitely need to.
Bilingual, trilingual, maybe a little bi-curious.
Wow. All right. So we, as always, start off with WWE. This week is a short week. I agree. Before we even get started, even though Crown Jewel's in Australia, I just don't like Crown Jewel season. It gets a little boring. Um, it puts some like good storylines on the back burner. We haven't seen AJ Lee. We haven't seen CM Punk. It's been kind of boring. Roman Reigns is back. I don't care. We'll talk about him later. But the whole Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes thing, that's been, their little promos have been good, but again, nothing I really care about because it's just like this really should be Survivor Series, the kind of stuff they do where they go to war, brand versus brand like they were doing back in the day. But just want to get that out before we get started.
Yeah, well, I will say between this and one of our points further down, it does feel like from what I've seen online, it seems across the board they just don't like they want to get through this month as quick as they
It's
can
yeah, it's
and get
very
to,
phoned in. It's very boring.
and I think they just want to get to yeah, Survivor Series as soon as possible. Um, but yeah, so let's excuse me. Let's start off with the women's title three-way. Probably the biggest story, I guess, news, quote unquote, story from WWE over the week. The controversial finish from the triple threat match. It was Tiffany Stratton defending her women's title against Jade Cargill and Nia Jax. And quite frankly, they botched. They botched the whole
So bad.
finish. So what happened was, if I recall, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody in chat as well. Um, so Nia was being pinned by Jade. Tiffy ran in what seemed to be late to break up the pin that was being counted. Pushed Jade off the pin, jumped on the pin, and the ref counted again,
Nia kicked out.
and and then Nia
No,
kicked
no,
it. No,
no,
no, then Nia didn't kick out on
no,
that
no,
one.
no,
Nia
not
kicked out against Jade.
yes,
Nia kicked out of the Jade pin because Tiffy was late.
yes,
Tiffy got the pin then on Nia, which I think was supposed to be the finish, and
yes.
then the referee counted again, stopped at two. Then Nia didn't kick out on a very
Hmm.
super delay, and then Nia audibly, or not audibly, but visually is just straight up talking to the referee while laid out like that. Like it looked awful. Tiffy goes to hit the moonsault, 1, 2, 3, retains, and yeah. So I mean, Tiffy retains, which is the big story, but the bigger story is the botch finish. I personally, from what I saw, don't blame Nia Jax. It looks like it was on Tiffy and the ref. What did you think of it?
So I think what happened with the ref was, and it kind of makes sense where they just kicked out. So why would Nia not kick out right away again? It's not like it's not like she got hit or anything. She literally just kicked out. So let's go, Danny. You're the best wrestling podcast host alive. Let's go, Danny. You're the best wrestling podcast host alive. I like it. I like it. Because Nia is trash. Sorry, I just joined. Good. We're still on the first. We're still on the first point. So yeah. So I understand the ref's mistake there, but again, if you know the finish, just count it. Nia looking straight up at her was just weird. It sucks that there was also, late on Tiffany, so Nia had to kick out. It just all looked so strange. And also, if Nia had been pinned there, that also would have looked strange because she just kicked out. So, I can't with you too. So, it just, I don't know, that whole finish sucked. And Nia also busted open Jade. I don't know if you saw that. But Jade Cargill had a nice big gash right over her face. Nia opened her up as well. So, the tale of Nia hurting people continues. And yeah, I don't know. It just kind of sucked, unfortunately. The whole match wasn't good at all, but like that finish just really was bad. Damn it. Saved by the Bell.
Um, yeah, yeah, just unfortunate. It looked bad, honestly, really bad. I think it just speaks to why it's so bad to have a WWE way with these referees
Yep.
learning only one way to do everything robotic and like no on the fly. I don't know, just awful. Did not look good.
Agreed.
Um, Juice is alright. I'm alright, but
Well,
it seems you have some fans tonight in the chat, Danny.
apparently, I don't know what happened to that, but
Do
thank
you
you
want
guys. I
to
really
read? Do you
appreciate
want
it.
to catch us up and read? You want to catch
I
us up?
don't.
Read
I
these
don't.
comments.
I
What we
you
got?
know it's gonna take too long. There's too many. So we can just continue. But I really appreciate it. I might do another chant later on.
Oh, well, there seems to be some love for you. I don't know. We got some. Yeah, it's catching on. Oh, what? Sanity check on the chat. Yo, Tez, we got some. We
Hey,
got some.
Tasmanian, what's up?
It's all right. No love for Juicy. It's okay.
I
Um,
don't know what's
next,
happening with
next
that.
up, next up, we have officially only one L. All right, so you can probably fill me in on this fully, but it seems we no longer have only one El Grande Americano.
Yeah, we
We
have
now only
multiple.
have one. We only have one El Grande now, and now we have Bravo Americano and Rio Americano. Um, Officially no more three El Grandes. They're all their own people. One wears blue, one wears red. I guess for the people that what the fuck is a Rio though? Oh, Rayo. Um
Happy belated
I
birthday.
mean,
Thank you, Freebird.
yeah, cake. So yeah, Dan, you can help us out there. Fill us in on Bravo and Rayo.
I
I
mean,
mean,
it's
yeah.
just the next step. Yeah, I mean, it's just the next step in the Grande Americano. Like people thought they were gonna get a mass, whatever, blah blah blah, and now they're just kind of being their own people, but still being in the stable. I still don't like it. It still sucks. Um, that's really all
Mhm.
I got. I don't know what else to say about it.
Yeah, yeah, so I know. Yeah, I just I didn't really know what they were doing with them. I mean, they are the evolutionary Pokemon of Grande Americano.
Kind of agree with that.
Um, yeah, so is El Grande the original form or the final form? That's the important thing here. But I just think my whole thing is like, are they even still feuding with luchadors and wrestlers in masks? Because like with typical WWE, this whole
No,
thing
I
has gone
told you.
very
Now
long.
they're feuding with AJ Styles and Dragon Lee.
Yeah. Like this whole thing, I mean, so still kind of a luchador then with the Dragon Lee, but like this whole thing has just gotten so long in the tooth. Like, God forbid they do something for like 3, 6 months and then it's done. This had its window of being fun. And now I feel like they just don't know what to do with it. So now it's just an act that's
Yep.
on TV. And here we are. And it's just going to be what it's going to be. Now they're doing the Dominic Mysterio pseudo lucha thing. Like, is LWO even still a thing? Have they even been on TV or is that dead?
Um, I think technically they're still a thing, but since Ray hasn't been around, they haven't really been around.
Kind of pathetic on them to like give up on a whole stable because Ray's gone. Because like you have talent there, and we'll get to that in the AW portion of our show.
No, 100% agree that that's
He's
kind of
Dragon Lee is doing a thing with AJ Styles. Okay, well there you go.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So,
Uh, all
all
right.
right.
Well, next up, the one and only Romaine Lettuce Reigns
Oh
is
God.
back, baby. He did it. I read something the other day that apparently Roman has more returns this year than Cody Rhodes has defenses of the WWE Championship, and I without fact checking it, I'd like to believe that's
That's
true.
100%.
Um,
That has to be 100%
like
factual.
he's back, baby.
That's
Just what we
hilarious.
needed. Shot in the arm. Roman Reigns
It
back.
sucks.
All he is a crowd pop now. Yeah, well, that's all he's good for is
I
just
don't
doing the
I don't even
returns. Because
understand
like
why he's still a crowd pop though, because it's the same shit over and over and over. This time he came
yeah.
out, saved the Usos, told Jay that he's pretty much it's his yard now. He
Yeah.
can he can be the tribal chief if he wants. Jimmy's in the background looking all like confused like Jimmy does. Where's Seth
Whole thing,
Rollins in this whole thing when his boys are getting attacked and shit? No, he's too busy talking to Cody and like he can't now he can't be in multiple feuds, but when he first started, he could be in like 8 feuds. So I don't understand why that's like a thing now. It's this whole thing's terrible. It's just all bad.
I really have to ask, in all seriousness, did he really? Because I didn't watch the segment. I just saw that he was back on social media. Did he really come out and say what you said? He was just like, "You can be the tribal chief now if you
Yeah,
want."
yeah. I'm not being sarcastic.
He said
I
that.
forgot the exact wording, but it was pretty much like you're in charge now. I'll follow you kind of thing. Like I
Like
got your
that is.
back.
I'm sorry, but like, what an unearned way.
It's so bad.
What an unearned way to like pay off almost like 4 years of storytelling,
So
where
bad.
and you don't even do that when Jay's the champion. Like, where was Roman to give Jay that
That's
acknowledgement when he was the
what
champ?
I was thinking. How is that not a thing during his world title run?
Like, that's so after the fact now. It just feels like I don't know. And then I did see the one thing I did see Jimmy in the background looking mad. So I'm wondering if this is building to like a heel Jimmy against Jay, but it's like who wants that? And like so I just don't really know outside of like doing this for war games in a month. I've been tired of the tribal chief gimmick. They're trying to keep Jay relevant. Yeah, very true on both accounts, Freebird and Killer Tom. Yeah, the tribal chief thing's been tired
Oh,
for
it's
like
over.
at least 2 years now, maybe even more, at least for me at least.
Yeah, don't
Like
understand why they keep doing that.
once the title reign was going way too long, I kind of checked out on it all. But like around like at WrestleMania, not even 39, probably like 6 months before 39, probably whenever he beat Drew in
Yeah,
Scotland. I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that's
Drew
when I
should have won
started.
it. Yep,
That's when I think is that when Solo debuted. I think that's when
yep.
I started kind of going, okay, I'm out. Like I'm out of this. Um, I don't know. I don't know how often he'll be on. If he's just going to be around till War Games and then he's out probably. But
That's
yeah,
what I'm
Roman is
thinking.
back.
I'm thinking
Congratulations.
he might be in some tag team match or something at
Yeah,
Crown Jewel. Um,
yeah,
I
yeah.
doubt it'll be.
Probably
I doubt
Roman
it'll
and the
be a six
Usos.
man.
Because Seth's busy, so what would you do? Roman and the Usos versus like Division and someone random? Like who
That's
is
what I'm
there?
saying. So I don't think that's what it would be. I think it would be Roman and Jay. Like Jimmy
One
gets the
on
back
one?
seat. No, no, no. Roman and Jay tag team against the Bronze, and Jimmy gets the back seat.
That would have been right there. Would have been better if you just had Roman come back and say, "All right, you want to be Tribal Chief? You and me, Crown Jewel," and then have Jay beat Roman.
That's
Do
fair
that.
too. Yeah, that's fair
You know,
too.
I know they're not going to now, but like that's what you do if you want to put over like you're a tribal chief now and like whatever. All right,
Agreed.
I'm
Killer Smile says this is why
yeah,
viewership is dropping. People only watch for these returns now. Agreed. Freebird says, and
yeah.
Bronson Reed is just another generic big guy. He does nothing for me. Honestly, it's Brodus Clay
Mm-hmm.
prior to the Call My Mama gimmick. Agreed.
Oh,
Bronson Reed, not a big man. Don't agree on that one. But yeah, no, Bronson Reed sucks now. Like they could have done something with him. I know you didn't like him from the beginning. I was never a fan, but like you could still do something better with him instead of like having him hang shoes around his neck for a while. So yeah, no, I'm not excited about this, but that's just status quo for Roman Reigns stuff. I just don't get excited for it anymore. It kind of sucks.
all right. And by the way, I know we kept WWE short this week. If there's anything we did not talk about from Raw or SmackDown, that you guys really want to just like say here in chat, and you want us to talk about it for a minute or two, throw it in chat while we're still on WWE, and we'll talk about it.
I
So
should have
this is
added.
your.
I should have added the women's thing, but we'll talk about that next week when we get more storyline development with it.
I
That's
was gonna
fine.
say because I mean we'll move on from it. They did the same thing, but this time Io got missed it.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
whatever. All right. So now the final point for WWE, I wanted to talk about. It's a showdown, Danny. Are you familiar at all with what's going on with NXT and Showdown?
No.
Wow. Okay. So, um, this upcoming Tuesday, NXT was planning to do a special TV episode. They were doing NXT Invasion. And it was going to be TNA invading NXT. They did the whole thing where TNA invaded the performance center and took everybody out. And they said they were going to do the big 5-on-5 or 4-on-4 tag matches and the whole deal. And
I
it
did
came
see
out
that.
then that they were doing was that?
I saw some clips of that because I just don't watch
Yeah.
NXT, so I like
No,
continue.
me neither. But I did see this stuff. So they were going to do NXT Invasion on Tuesday, October 7th. And not to get too deep down the rabbit hole, but for those of you unfamiliar, October 7th, I believe a year or two ago, was the whole Israel Palestine occasion. And because of that, a story came out where apparently a subsection of fans, or just Israel in general, were offended and upset at WWE's decision to call the pay-per-view or the TV special Invasion. So WWE caved, balked, and they renamed the show Showdown. So now it's NXT Showdown, and yes, Freebird occasion. Yeah, thank you. Um, and can I just say, like, they completely just I they pivoted. So they come out this week on NXT, and instead of like the whole like invasion, like high energy kind of thing, you get TNA wrestlers changing the story, and they're going, "Oh, this is no longer an invasion. No, this isn't an invasion. You got it all wrong. This right here, this is a showdown." And so they kept saying showdown over and over again to like put it over, like, "Oh no, we're doing a showdown now." And it's the same invasion logo, but with like the two V's making a W. And it's just like it's kind of funny, but it's so dumb.
That's
Because
awful.
like yeah. And the one other thing I wanted to bring up, so now this show so far, like again, this is NXT versus TNA, and I want you to play a game that's called Who's NXT, Who's TNA. So we have
Wait, wait.
Ethan Page.
I
Yeah,
I did hear that, or maybe I saw a clip that the woman who was leading
yeah, yeah.
like.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Okay, okay, okay,
We'll
okay.
get there. Okay. So we have Ethan Page versus Mustafa Ali.
I would
NXT
assume
versus
I would
TNA.
assume Ethan Page is NXT, Ali's TNA.
But it's funny because they both used to be in the other company, and on
Yes,
paper, you look at that. If you weren't in the loop, you'd have no freaking clue.
yes.
Then we have the Hardy Boys challenge, and the Hardy Boys versus Dark State, who are Dion Lennox and Osiris Griffin, who I have no idea who they are, in a winner take all tag team title match. So again, someone's gonna win either the TNA World Title or the NXT Tag Title. So this is gonna end up being possibly another NXT wrestler winning TNA belts. It's just so
Well,
yeah, that one you could
can't they
yeah.
not? Because don't they have to face the Dudleys? Isn't that still like a
Yeah, in like a
Okay.
week. But they're doing this match, and if the Dudleys are already like, oh well, if they win the NXT tag titles, maybe we'll win another belt. So
Oh God.
whatever, man.
Okay.
Whatever, man.
So we know, yeah,
Then
Hardy's
the
TNA, the other team NXT. Okay.
Yep. Now the men's side, we have Ricky Saints, Trick Williams, Javon Evans, and Miles Bourne versus Mike Santana, Frankie Kazarian, Moose, and Leon Slater.
Yeah. So clearly NXT TNA there. All right. That's just
Yep. So again,
a
those ones are
fun,
relatively fine.
fun little one.
Now this women's one, and then we're done. We'll move on. Go to AEW. Okay. So because it blows my mind what they did here. So for where's Zack Ryder? So apparently Matt Cardona is wrestling on the show next week. He's there, he's involved, but he's not in a match yet. So I don't know what he's
Okay.
doing, but he will be there next week. But either way, um, so on Team TNA, you have the TNA Women's Champion, NXT superstar Kalani Jordan, leading the team, chosen to lead the team by TNA director Santino Marella. So, in an invasion storyline where you're trying to get brand supremacy as the owner of TNA, you pick somebody from the other side to represent your team as the captain.
Because they're your champion.
But like,
Duh.
and the best part is the whole reason this like feud kickstarted, this whole thing kickstarted the last week or two
That's
is
so
because
bad.
Kalani replaced somebody and got put into the match to win the NXT vacant NXT title. I mean
Oh,
the TNA title.
so she's pretty much the reason, and she should be leading Team NXT. Nice.
Yes,
Nice.
yes, which is so completely blows my mind
Woo
why
woo
she's even on this.
woo.
So again, Kalani Jordan, NXT wrestler as TNA World Champion, leading Team TNA, teaming up with the Inspiration, aka the Iconics, former WWE wrestlers, now in TNA, the Inspiration they're called, and then Mara Sade, who was just fired like a month or two ago from NXT. She was there as Jakara Jackson with Lash Legend. So like the whole team TNA is all like NXT people or former WWE people. Like they couldn't even do like TNA originals or use like other talent that would stick out, like
That's
Rosemary or
Jesus
people like that. It
Christ.
just so and then on the NXT side, it's pretty standard. It's JC Jane, Jada Parker, Sol Ruka, and Lola Vice. But it's just like, what are we doing with these teams? And like, it's all awful. And then the best part is when Kalani was cutting the promo about who was on her team, she spoils on the episode. She calls the Inspiration the TNA Women's Tag Team Champions or Knockouts Tag Team Champions. They hadn't won the belts yet on TNA TV for like another week or two. So she
Ah,
spoiled TNA's own results on NXT programming. Like it just the whole thing is a complete
Jesus Christ.
shit show. So okay, I had to get that off my chest. Just a nightmare.
That's
But like,
hilarious. That sounds terrible. I'm glad I knew nothing about that. I'm glad.
all
That's all bad. Um, hot take. I
right,
think they should have left Invasion, pussies. I think they should have just left it there and been fine. HBK's lost. I
yeah.
agree, man. I like diehard HBK stand, but like he should not be in charge of NXT anymore. It's not good.
Well, the funny thing is, a lot of people think he's like better than Triple H right now,
I
and that's
don't.
a low
Well,
bar. But that's the consensus on the internet. Is everyone's like, oh, like Obafemi is probably going to get called up now. And everyone's like, HBK did this with him, and that Triple H is gonna give him like a hoodie and wings and completely butcher him, shit like that. But whatever.
all
All
correct.
right,
All right.
let's. Are we good on time for a commercial, or should we move on?
Let's see here. We got like half an. Wait, no. Yeah, half an hour before a commercial. Let's just roll on through.
Let's roll it. And by the way, thank you for joining us. We are aiming to be off the air before Yankees and Red Sox,
Ugh,
as well as the
I have a
football
heart attack
game if
thinking
you
about
are
it.
choosing to watch one or the other. Real quick gut check. I'm going the Yankees, obviously. How you feeling? Yankees win tonight?
They have to win tonight. They have to.
Well, yeah, they have to, but what do
They
you
have to.
think?
No, I think they do. And I don't. I hate Boone. I just hate Aaron Boone. Whatever. Let's go on. I don't
That's,
want to talk about him.
I just want to get your quick take on that. Okay.
No, I do think they win tonight.
So,
All right.
yeah.
Reset. Here we go.
So, let's start with the hologram of it all. So we
Ah,
got a lot.
God, I
What?
hated this. Continue.
Well, there's two nights of it, so I'm not
I
sure which night
hated
you
both
hated.
of them.
Okay. So, Collision. I'm gonna paint the picture for anybody that maybe didn't
Please
watch
paint the
Collision or
picture.
doesn't really follow AEW. By the way, if you don't watch AEW weekly and you're here, Highly recommend it. I
Well,
know
thank you for being a
WWE
fan
has
of
its
us.
yeah, no, for sure. I know WWE has its fans, but if you can't watch weekly, it's on Max. They're on demand. They're all the time. Definitely give them the time to check them out. It's awesome. Not perfect, as you know, as you'll see here as we
Not
go
like
on, but
us.
well, yeah. Okay, so Collision kicks off with Hologram being interviewed backstage. I believe he's with Commander and Abrahantes,
Yes.
because God forbid Oscar Abrahantes exists without a luchador in his vicinity.
Well, he doesn't.
So
That's the problem.
they're being interviewed, and the screen glitches out. All the hacking happens. The screen turns red. Something's going on with whatever the L clone or whatever it is. We
Well,
come
hologram
back.
is also glitching out, which was interesting. Like he started like doing
Yeah,
like weird Power Ranger looking moves.
yeah, and then screen comes back. Kyle Fletcher's beating down on him on the ground. Berhante's commander already laid out in the back, and yeah, and then Fletcher gets up, walks away. As the evening goes on, Fletcher fights Commander. We find out throughout the night that Hologram is injured and is unable to compete. He will be out for the remainder of the year. And now the match for Dynamite is Kyle Fletcher defending against Orange Cassidy instead, his conglomeration buddy. Um, so let's pause there. And what were your thoughts on all of that? Because you're nodding your head.
Now, is he like in real life injured for the rest of the year?
Well, that's the million-dollar question. My gut, my gut says no. I think
Okay.
this is all
Yeah,
purely story
I
by
agree.
design, planned. I don't think that he's really hurt.
So that's
So,
why I hated that a couple of punches to the head all of a sudden injured this guy. Like, this is wrestling. Please do something that would actually injure him instead of just mounting him, punching him in the head like 5 or 6 times, and then getting off him. So, like, I think that makes Hologram look a little bit of like a puss. Not gonna lie, and that kind of sucks because he's undefeated or whatever. But like that beatdown just seems so pathetic to injure someone. That kind of got me upset.
well, one, we have to remember there was a portion of the attack we didn't see on camera, and two, in kayfabe, if we're going by that route, he was hacked or attacked. Something was going on in his head, so we have to assume that whatever happened in here was enough to take him out. So it's a combination of the two. So again, as much as
Fine.
you want to be upset, but I'm just saying, if we're gonna play that game, we need to think at least storyline wise. That's what more did it than the Fletcher attack. It wasn't just a few punches from behind. Um, but yeah. Um,
Then we go to
okay.
Wednesday.
So then we go to last night. Last night on Dynamite, we have Orange Cassidy versus Kyle Fletcher for the TNT title. Kyle Fletcher retains, and retains with help from what what commentary seems to be telling us is hologram is obviously not hologram. Much smaller in size, but they tried. They tried to hide it with the black cloak and sell it. So A for effort. But as again, we're in kayfabe here. The commentators are selling a story. Let them have their dumb
Thank you,
moments.
Marie.
Um, what? Oh, hi, it's Marie. Yes, I agree with all of this. Thank you, Freebird. We appreciate you. Hologram Jones over here. Oh no. Um, you're gonna get him worked up. You're gonna get him a tizzy. Um, so we lost him on camera. Um,
God damn it.
yeah, so at first, because I didn't know what they were gonna do yet with the reveal, I thought it was gonna be Rocky Romero based on the size. Um, but the post-match beatdown comes. They win, they get away, they're all on the ramp, and the hologram mask comes off, the cloak and shirt comes off, which they miss. Production error again.
Yep.
But whatever. I still don't get how, as overproduced WWE is, it's like basic planning of like, hey, be on him for these shots. I
Yeah.
don't get where that happens.
It was
But
Shockmaster,
whatever.
says Killer
It
Tomato.
was Shockmaster. And we are revealed and we see it was not hologram, it was El Clone.
A
The Clone, for those
clonogram.
of you that do not. For those of you that do not have Super Duolingo, which, by the way, if you want Super Duolingo, if you subscribe to us in the next 2 weeks, you get 3 free months of Super Duolingo. So definitely do support us. Keverlast and Jay DeFalco both got 3 months themselves for subscribing to us tonight. So if you want some Super Duolingo and you want to beef up on your languages like El Clone, like I did so eloquently, subscribe tonight. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Um, Yeah, so this is what I didn't want to talk about a few weeks ago. I knew that it was a new wrestler coming in that was going to be playing El Clone. Forgive me for after my plug there. I'm probably going to say it wrong, but I know his name is Arez. Is that Arez? Arez?
Arez. Arez. That sounds like an
Arez?
S.
Okay. Okay, that's what I thought. I didn't want to totally butcher it, but see, I need to subscribe. I need to get some. I need to beef up.
Gotta roll
But
that R.
yeah. Either way, so this is El Clone now, a new wrestler. Don't make Danny Soel. Oh, you spelled wrong. I was a shame. Um,
Suck it.
um, yeah. So this is El Clone. So I think what's going to happen now is he's going to be around, and it's going to lead to Hologram coming back, obviously, and that's your feud. So that's why I don't think he's hurt. I think this was all planned by
Agreed.
design. I mean, I guess we'll know more in a week or two. But because you probably could have done the same, you couldn't have done the same ending with a second hologram coming out. So that's why I think they wanted to go with this like replacement thing.
Yeah, I
Um,
get that, but the reveal was just so lackluster. Like for all the build up, for all that going on, even if they camera caught him, like I still think him revealing himself like in the whole dot like once the whole Callis family came out, he was just another person there. Like he wasn't the spotlight wasn't on him. So I think like the whole
oh,
reveal was just poorly done.
I will agree, and we'll get to this more later. That was my biggest surprise and probably issue with it is Callus family.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I Yeah, I don't know if I would have put him with the Callis family, but then again, he would have been by himself, and he's not going to be cutting promos. So it remains to be seen. Maybe in a month or two, we'll take it back and it's working. But for right now, I was kind of like, really? Because again, this is kind of backwards with the bullet points, but this is the
I understand. Yeah,
second addition to the Callis family on this night, and it felt like a little too much.
I agree.
As much as I do like the Callis family stable, but
Can I also say I think it's just funny
right.
how Wardlow has not been mentioned at all since that one night debut.
Yeah, I guess the injury, they were just like, let's just cool him off, and he's off TV now. So,
They're
because
not
he's
gonna
hurt.
say shit about
But
it. I
yeah.
love it. All right, moving
Yeah.
on.
All right. Next up, let's talk a little bit. I was gonna write Anthony Bowens and Max Caster, not the Acclaim, because they're clearly not together still. But I just wanted to get your thoughts on all this because my biggest issue with it is I don't know if he's hurt or something's going on. I don't really care for or like that Jerry Lynn's so
I
involved in
hate the
this.
Jerry Lynn part of this story.
Like it made sense when they were in the ECW arena and he was there for the heat and the pop and like the initial getting them together, but now like is Billy Gunn hurt? Like what's that? Or do they purposely want to keep Billy away from it for now? I just I don't know. So it's weird to have Lynn so involved in it.
The
I
only
like what Kester and Bowens are doing. I like the match. I like the dynamic they're playing with. So I'm curious where it goes, but I'm enjoying it. So.
the only thing I can think of with Billy is that they're trying to um maybe like have him be the final nail that gets them together. Like his comeback is what finally gets them to be a tag team again. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Otherwise, I have no idea why it's all Jerry Lynn right now. Um, unless Jerry Lynn's like being a heel and trying to set them up, that wouldn't make sense either. So like, it doesn't make
Yeah, I don't think
sense.
that. Well, I think
Danhausen cursed Billy ass. That's what Jay DeFalco said.
probably now that you were talking, you made me think about it. You know what it should be. You're right. He should be the one that gets them finally back together. But it should be both of them embracing each other, fully turning heel against him. Because if
That
you're
would
gonna
be
put the
awesome.
acclaim back together, if you're gonna put the acclaim back together and give them a new second run, I don't want Billy Gunn involved. And it's not a knock on Billy, but I think if you want them to succeed and go to the next step
Mm-hmm.
as something new and involved, you got to get Billy out of there. Otherwise, it's just the same act that they were a few years ago, and I feel like it won't benefit either of them long term.
Agreed.
So again, I like Billy, but
No, I agree with you 100% there.
yeah. All right, and Mark Briscoe. So this one's not a long one, just more nitpicks from me. We kind of followed what we said because last week when we spoke, he was just doing the 6-man tag and just being Mark Briscoe again. And I was like, this sucks. Like, he just got that huge win over MJF, and there's this.
Mm-hmm.
And then on social media, he cut this whole long, big, like serious promo about beating MJF. And I was like, okay, at least they're doing it on socials. There's something in the AEW ether that exists where he's being serious after the win. Good for him. Then on Collision, he does like a quick like voiceover promo where he's like, "Oh, he literally said like it's time to have fun again." Or like, I'm gonna have fun again in the ring. I'm like, really? Like again, just completely going fully back.
Yep.
And again, I love Mark, but like I wanted him to maybe take a next step, and I still think it's coming. Because then on Dynamite, he took me back and forth this week, Danny. I don't know if you realize
No,
this.
I
Um,
agree with you 100% because I was so confused with everything that they were doing with him.
and then he cuts another promo, which makes sense. I liked it, where he's like, I'm gonna step aside for my conglomeration friends, let them get the title shots. Because I think that obviously long term, I still think the goal is to get him in there with Fletcher and either beat Fletcher or get in there with not beat them, but get in there with Okada and Takeshita. Like the big matches are there for him to get with them. Because
Yeah.
clearly the big story here is Callis family conglomeration. Um, so there's a lot there for Mark still, but it's just frustrating to kind of go back. Like literally when he said it's time to have fun again, I was like, no.
Yeah, I feel like they just haven't capitalized. I feel like they're going to capitalize too late. Like he's fresh off the thumb and the tax and tables match and stuff like that. So you could like even if you're not going to have him be in the title picture, give him another like feud right now. Keep him hot. Give him another big name. It could be someone in the Callis family. It could not. I don't care. But like give him a big name to feud with, so like he's still relevant and not like part of the conglomeration and just being like their mouthpiece right now.
And I'd give Mark the TNT title, if not by depending on what they do with the Continental Classic, I'd give Mark the TNT title either before the Classic starts or by the end of the year.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
I think that's the perfect like reward for like the year you put in. And usually Tony does that. But yeah. Oh, and by the way, I skipped it. I want to go back 'cause I just peeked at my notes and I didn't bring it up. I was so pissed at the beginning of Collision when Hologram got attacked. Like the screen glitched out, this whole big attack. He's on the ground, everything's all red and like blah blah blah. And then they just go right to Shivani and he's just like, "Hello everybody, welcome to Collision." Like did not bring it up, did not sell it, did not mention anything. Like just went right into like the intro for Collision. It's almost like no one
Yep.
told him the show was opening with this segment.
Yep.
And I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
That's
Like,
so
no
funny.
confusion as to, like, he's like, oh, El Clone. I'm like, how the fuck do you know El Clone? Like, stop it. Whatever. That's my Shivani rant for the week. I had it written down. I skipped it, almost got away with it. But Tony is
You're
a
not
god. You're
safe
just
here,
hating.
Shivani, you son of a
Come
bitch.
on. You can't legitimately tell me you think he's good on the commentary. Okay, we're moving on.
Tony's a god, you're just hating. Anyway.
Hook Hook and Eddie Kingston. I only know with this one, I just wanted to bring up the fact that they had a tornado tag team match on Collision. I thought it was great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Um,
I was really
I
happy
think
about that.
I think their bit should be every single one of their matches are tornado tag matches.
He stinks.
I think that should be it. Every tag match that they have is tornado tag all the time.
Yeah, that would be a
That's
lot.
all.
That
That's
would be hilarious. That'd be a lot of fun. Do you still think they're
literally all I
adding
had.
people to this, or is it just gonna be the two of them?
Probably just two of them. I don't think
Right.
it's gonna get more.
I
Yeah.
just want Hook to work on those mic skills. Even last night, something as simple as like the tornado tag and everything. Like he was still sounding a little nervous. Like he just needs to sound more confident. So I think him and Eddie's gonna bring that out of him
Yeah,
100%.
and I get that. And I think I've said here before on the show. I'm always of the mindset I'd rather feel like I'm listening to and getting the real you talking, as awkward
For
as it may
sure.
be,
For sure.
than something fake. Like at least with Roderick Strong, he may not be the best on the mic, but I know when Roddy's talking, it's just him
For
talking.
sure.
Like. But
Agreed.
either way, Kill he stinks. There, I said this thing. I got you, Jay. And Killer Tomato says, "No, I hate him, but Angry Juice is gold." Yeah, I know. I'm trying to be better, man. Remember we talked about this.
Well, let's see if you're
Um,
gonna be better with the next point because next up,
no, blood and guts. What's
are you
bad about
excited
that?
about this?
I am. Why would I not be?
I don't know. Just asking.
Yeah, I am. See, not
No,
everything's bad.
Matt brought it up in the group chat, and I think we didn't really like respond to it because like Matt was being sarcastic, so I wasn't sure if you
oh,
were a fan of it or not.
I must have missed that. Either way, for those of you that did not watch or see, at the end of Collision, Jamie Hayter came out after running off the Triangle of Madness and grabbed the mic and cut a promo and said, "Blood and Guts." And if you have not seen Blood and Guts before, it's essentially War Games, but it's the original stipulation where
Wait, didn't Hater have the match? She didn't come out. She had the match. Queen
Yeah. Either
Amanada
way,
came out.
yeah. You're right. Amanada came out. It was
Oh
Hayter versus Julia Hart.
no,
You're right.
usually I forget these
Um,
things. That's why I was like, hey, wait a second.
yeah. No. You're right. You're right. I was just cutting to the end, but yes. Yeah, we're doing Blood and Guts. Now it's gonna be. It looks like it's definitely gonna be Tekla, Julia, and Sky Blue, three versus Jamie Hayter and Queen Amanada. So right now we know we'd assume 3-on-2 because they were
Yeah,
there for the segment.
yeah.
Um, if I was a betting man with the
Megan
rest of the
Bayne,
field, you'd probably do Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford on the heel side. I think
agreed.
that's your five. And on the babyface side, um, you're either doing Ty Conti, Willow, and then not Ty Conti, Anna Jay, and then from there it could be Harley, it could be Willow, you could even do Tony. Because here's the thing, like for those of you that didn't catch it, it's October 2nd today. If you're not keeping score, Blood and Guts is November 12th, so it's like
Wow, that's
month
so
and a half
far
away.
away.
So we got time, and this is
Tony when she announced that, I don't know if you caught it. He was like, "Oh my god, are we getting that on Wednesday?" And then there was like a awkward silence. He's like, "No, ladies and gentlemen, it is not Wednesday, but it will be happening." I was crying laughing. That was the funniest shit in the world.
jeez.
We're gonna get a 3-on-2 Blood and Guts on Wednesday. Good job, Tony Schiavone, you stupid fuck.
Genius. But yeah, so November 12th, that's a week, that's the week before Full Gear. So like it's gonna be interesting to see how they do it, because that's why Tony could end up in there if they want
Yeah,
to get
but
a bigger
wait, when
name, no
is when
offense.
is Tony facing Chris Statlander?
That's a Wrestle Dream. That's in like 2 weeks.
Oh, that's right. Shit. All right.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's a way away. So like the lineup may not be
Yeah.
what we think it is.
Yeah, that's such an early announcement for it then. That's crazy. But all right.
Well, they want to generate a ticket sales for the venue.
Fair.
Yeah, I get it. You want to let them, hey, this is when we're doing it. Your favorite Costco people put out a challenge for a match at Full Gear. Okay, we're not talking about
Why
that.
would you bring that?
Um,
Okay. Can we move on to the
all
next point?
right.
Now I'm mad.
Yeah, either way, I'm looking forward to Blood and Guts. They've earned it. I think it's going to be amazing, and I hope the whole field are the women that deserve it, and not just someone getting thrown in there that maybe shouldn't be. Next point, honestly, very short. I just want to get it off my chest. Brandon Cutler is a little coward ass bitch. He just had that huge moment the week before or 2 weeks ago where he finally stood up to the Young Bucks and said no and walked away, and everyone cheered. And he's relegated and just back to being who he is. That's literally all I have to say. Say your piece, and then we can move on.
No, it's 100% true. I thought it was hilarious. I was like, all right, so they paid you. Now they have no more money, so you're still going to be the cameraman now? Like, I don't care either way. It's still stupid as fuck. But yeah, no, he had one literally 5-second moment. Good for him. That's it. That's going to be his best moment of his career. That sucks.
Yeah. And before we move on to the points, just in general, I thought Dynamite was very good. 2.5 hours, sixth anniversary edition. I think all of the matches were, besides the GOA match, which I know I'm biased, but besides the GOA match, I thought all the matches were very good, very well done. I liked a lot of the spots in the opening six man with the Bucks and Omega. I thought it was very creative, a lot of things they were doing. So overall, just a good in ring Dynamite. Any
I was
overall
about to
thoughts before we
say,
dive in?
I agree and disagree. I was hot and cold with Dynamite. I think Go away. I like that.
GOA away.
Um, I enjoyed the in-ring stuff. I did not enjoy how some of the storylines developed. We'll talk about that later. I'm not a big fan of the after the 6-man tag match. Yeah, I just wasn't crazy. Next point, definitely wasn't a fan of. So it was hot and cold for me, Dynamite. Not gonna lie.
All right. Yeah. No, okay. That's fine. Um, so next up, first big point of the evening, Andrade El Idolo is back in AEW post opening match. The lights went out and he attacked Kenny Omega, which you'd assume sets up Kenny versus Andrade for Wrestle Dream. Um, can I just say I audibly looked up to the heavens and I just yelled, "God damn it!" Like you probably heard the reverberations of my "God damn it" from Suffolk County, like all the way fucking across. Like all, I was like, I cannot. Um,
I'm not gonna
like
lie, man. I went the other way. I just put my hands in my face and almost cried. Like I hate this. Hate this.
Like in all, so he signed. All I've gathered so far is that he has signed a full-time contract with AEW. I don't know if it's for a 1 year. I don't know if it's multi-year. I don't know if it's with CMLL as well. Quite frankly, it doesn't matter. We've learned that by now. None of that matters. I'm really dumbfounded by this. Like I'm legit putting my hate for him aside. The way he left multiple companies now
Yep.
has shown you his work ethic and lack of trust and faith you can have in him as a talent. And
yeah.
and it came out today or yesterday, probably today. It makes sense because it was last night. It came out today that he did indeed have multiple wellness policy violations against WWE. I'm not saying WWE is this like moral compass, but he still had the wellness violations. The fact that they cut him and waived the 90 days shows how, and that he also apparently rumored no call, no showed them multiple times.
Yeah,
Like
that whole SummerSlam thing, apparently that was all him not showing up and shit. Like he was supposed to be on a tag team title match.
A Clash in Paris.
Sorry, Clash in Paris. Yes.
No, yeah, it's the same thing. You're right. But like
No.
that's not a talent you want.
I don't understand why he's like so gassed up. Even fans, like even some fans, I'm watching online. They're like, "Oh my god, they dropped the ball. Who dropped the ball? WWE the first time, AEW the first time, WWE the second time. Like no one dropped the ball. This guy sucks. Like Kevin Nash says it. Fuck him. He's a bum. Like he sucks. I don't understand.
And he put. I don't know if you saw this tweet. He put out a tweet today where apparently he has like a quasi hit list that he's going after, but he like blurs out most of the names. So if you guys want to go look at the tweet, you could see it. But from looking at it, it looks like Omega was first on the list. Then it looks like he's either going after Mystico or MJF. Then he has Will Ospreay on there, it looks like. And then he has Moxley.
Great.
So again, but the names are like you can barely tell. So people are just theorizing. Those are the names people think he's going after on his like hit list of who he wants to fight. You know what's gonna happen? He's gonna fight those 4 people and then he's out.
Yeah.
It's just I really don't understand it. Like I feel like this one is like I don't see the benefit to it.
He misses his ex. Doubt it.
So whatever. I mean, again, I know I don't like him, but in all honesty, this is probably one of the dumbest hires I think TK's ever done.
I agree with you.
The second time. First time, I could at least be like, fine, I don't like him, but I can see the value. People like him. He's here. But
no,
now,
this took me out. I agree.
What are you doing, man? What are you doing?
And then really quick, just before we move on to the next note, another reason why I was not a fan of last night with storyline was I wanted to hear from Jungle Boy Luchasaurus. I wanted that storyline to like kind of progress a little bit, and it's just another fight backstage, blah, 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 and like that's all we hear from them for the rest of the night. I was like, all right, we'll wait another week, and maybe we'll hear about them in the next 2 weeks. I don't know, like boring.
I was fine with that, but I get it. Also, okay, one last point, then we can move on. I wanted to bring this up. If you did not see it, an interesting tweet from Santos Escobar tweeted a photo, black and white photo of him looking out of a window with an hourglass emoji.
He's out too. He's gone too. He's going to AEW also. Great.
This was a few hours before the Andrade debut return. So keep that in mind. It wasn't connected to Andrade, but maybe he knew. Either way, I find it very interesting that he tweeted that. So it's very likely, and I like Santos a lot. I think he's a very good talent. I'm shocked he didn't really get the run that he deserved with WWE. And if he comes to AEW, I think he deserves a good run. I think he's a great talent. That's just me.
I do too, but he's going to get stuck with Andrade.
I hope not. All right, next up, I'm going to let you take this one because you clearly have thoughts about it.
Yeah, so I enjoyed the match.
Paint the picture.
I enjoyed the match. Good 6-man tag match. You had Adam Page teaming with the Ops. You had them versus the Death Riders. I liked it a lot. I even enjoyed how it ended because I know I've been a fan of Samoa Joe forever, where Samoa Joe felt a little disrespected with supposedly the belt being kind of forced into him and it dropping and stuff like that. So I'm fine with all that. Let it grow a little more, because then 5 seconds later, Adam Page in a big angry heat is just all right, well, you want a title match? You have a title match. It's in 2 weeks. And I'm just you're just forcing the title match because it's in 2 weeks. That kind of sucks. Give Joe a little more of a story with it, I guess, or let Joe say something, or let Joe make the challenge. Like, I don't know. I just didn't like how forced it felt, and out of nowhere. Like, I felt it just literally, it happened all, not even in one full night. It happened all in like, what the hell? No.
What?
Sorry, I'm looking at something with the computer. It happened not even one full night. It happened within like legitimately 5 to 6 minutes. Like the end of the match to the backstage segment. That was it. So I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of how that came out.
Okay. So you're wrong. No, I'm kidding. No, I don't fully agree. Because here's the thing. So I have this in my head, which probably helps me a lot. I don't know if you saw that video circulating online. There's a video from back in 2005 from Ring of Honor where it's very reminiscent of this and what they're doing here, where Samoa Joe and Takeshi Morishima from back in the day were both like on opposite sides of the ring, leaving, going up to the stage, and they literally just bumped into each other. Like they never had any history before that. They were just leaving, and one like they bumped into each other. The other one said, "You go first." No, you go first. And they wouldn't do it, and then they got in each other's face and instantly got in a ring and started beating the shit out of each other. That was all it took for Samoa Joe
So
to go from like
that's
0 to
fine.
60.
That's fine
But
if it's a match or something like that, not like a title match announced for 2 weeks from now. Like if they got in a fight like they kind of
yeah,
did, I'm fine with that.
but
That makes sense.
well, I mean, I'm okay with this overall because again, yes, it's in 2 weeks, so they had to force and do something. But also, what else were you gonna do? And there is legs and history there enough where like they said it. They're like, oh, you helped me, so you helped me. I appreciate that. So kind of like an I owe you one thing, but then it's also like, but we're not friends. So like, it's like an ego adrenaline thing. So he's on adrenaline. He's kind of saying, okay, you want to fight? Fine, I'll give you a fight. Let's go. So I understand because it's 2 weeks, so yes, they are naturally rushing it, but for what seems like right now a very simple 2 week story to get him a title defense and a reign, I think it's fine. I think it'll be good. I mean, does it kind of speak more into my narrative of I feel like Tony didn't really plan out Adam Page's title reign in advance? Yes, but I still do like what we have going on here, so
No,
I didn't hate
again,
it at all.
and
I liked it a lot.
this is another thing that I'm always gonna say with AEW. I'm always gonna enjoy the matches. I know the match is gonna be great. I'm not worried about that. I just want them to do better with their storylines. This is something I've been saying. I feel like for months now. Just like even something as simple as this. I don't mind this being in 2 weeks. Let Paige be like, "You want to fight? Let's fight next week," and then let Samoa Joe come out next week and be like, "No, no, no, no." Like now that he's calmer and he starts playing like the psychological game, like, no, you want to really fight, get in his face, challenge him, or like say all the stuff that Adam Page said. Let Samoa Joe say all that, and then Paige be like, "You know what? You're right. I do owe you a match." Blah blah blah, and then they like just a little bit more you can get out of it instead of it being all like I said. It was all because it was in 5 minutes that like got me annoyed. That was more where I'm coming from.
It's fair. All right.
All right, last
So,
point.
last point for the evening, kind of 2 points. I mentioned into one, but it's the women's title matches for Wrestle Dream is essentially the theme here. First off, we got Chris Statlander, who is continuing to kind of repackage and maybe I don't say go back to the alien thing. All right, before I dive into this, I just want to read Jay's statement. It's a long
Holy
one.
shit.
Most face champion runs are like this. The heel can always deny and mess with the face on their ascension to getting the belt. Aside from accepting all challengers, face champions have a hard time having interesting runs because they always use the fighting champion thing to give heels the match even if they don't deserve it. That is very true, and that's fair. It is because I mean it's always the chase, so the faces
Mm-hmm.
it is harder. You're right. So there's a little bit of forgiveness there, but it doesn't feel like this was all the plan, is what I'm getting at with Tony. Um, Also, last thing I will say, I don't take this at all as a Samoa Joe heel turn or anybody
No,
needing to turn. Like, I know people were getting all up in arms about that, about like a heel turn or this or that. No, they're baby faces fighting each other, and then we'll move on. Relax,
exactly.
people. Okay, Chris Statlander. She's defending the title. We're getting Tony Storm one-on-one, which I think is the best thing you can do because it's going to give Stat, assumedly, the one-on-one win over Tony to put the thing over.
Yes.
Um, it's kind of like an almost like reverse thing of what I was saying about a month ago, and it's fine, not a big deal. But like Tony said, what is she going to be after this? So I think it's going to be very interesting what they're going to do with this. And at this point, with the
I like how aware Tony is with that too, like kind of putting that into the character, kind of saying that into the story. I love the little Joker kind of look this week, where like she's kind of going mad. I just liked it so much.
yeah, and you know what, man? I'm not going to lie. I have a bad feeling, but with the timeline right now of things, unless they're starting the women's tag title tournament like right after Wrestle Dream, with Blood and Guts coming, and then the Continental Classic coming after that. I don't know when you're doing this tournament. I
I
mean,
know.
it's probably not gonna be a big one. I was hoping it'd be at least 8 teams, not like 4. But like if you're gonna do this tournament, yeah, they can find a way to stretch it out. But if you want it to be like the featured attraction, it's gonna get lost in either the Blood and Guts build or the Continental Classic. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't. He said this year, so it's happening this year. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
really curious how it's gonna shake out.
I agree with
Okay,
you.
but either way, going back to it, Stat and Tony should be great. Nothing really there. What are your thoughts on that one
No, I think
first?
that's the right call. I think the story makes sense there. Like, I'm good with that. I think that's gonna be a great match.
Mm.
Stat better win that. I would feel terrible if it's a short title run
Uh,
like that.
I think she'll win.
And
I
I
think she'll
think
win.
Tony's gonna have like a fun. I can't wait for the cat. I'm unfortunately like not throwing any shit at Stat. I'm more excited for the new Tony character than the Statlander title reign.
I'm excited. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you are too. I'm excited for both, though.
Yeah. No, I'm excited for both because, like I
Yeah,
said, and we've
I'm
said
really,
this for a while.
I'm,
Stat deserves this. I'm so happy she got the belt. Like she's gonna have a good run, especially with her with all the Death Rider stuff. I really do like
yeah,
that she's like directly involved with the main event heel, you know, stable.
yeah,
So yeah,
mm.
Tony
Yeah,
Joker
but
for DCAW crossover. Yep.
yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, and by the way, that tag match was awesome. The
Yes.
main event on Dynamite with the thumbtacks with the foot from Marina
That was
was
so much
awesome.
fun.
I mean, it's a derby match, so naturally I did love it, but I thought it was a great match. I loved how the men and the women were like just naturally going at each other. It
Yeah.
wasn't like a big deal or a big thing. That's how it should be. Just let them fight.
Exactly.
All right, last thing, and then we're done here for this evening, unless anybody else has
Monet.
anything else they want us to talk about. Mercedes Monet is now 15 days away from breaking the all-time TBS champion record.
That's awesome.
And it looks like this upcoming Tuesday, because Dynamite is on Tuesday this week, Title Tuesday, tacos may be included. Mercedes will be defending the belt against somebody local to Florida, not hometown Florida. She's specifically saying local to Florida. It's an open challenge, and I guess at this point we're not going to know until the night. So this is probably her last hurdle before losing it, before breaking the record. I don't think they're going to do another match the next week. So, who do you think she's fighting?
Local. I mean, I was gonna say that's the first name that jumped to my head was Britt Baker. Jada Falco beat me to it, but I think it's Britt. I think that makes sense. Kevra last same thing says DMD.
Do you really think? Do you really think it would be cool just coming back and losing though right away? Because you'd have to imagine that Tony's not going to pull a Vince thing here and like pull the rug out just short. I think he wants her to break the record to get Jade off the books. So
I mean, what else? But what else is you gonna do with Britt? Like, have her come back, maybe a time limit draw. That's a good call, Jada Falco. Have her come back though, and then like get her in a storyline. Maybe I don't know. Like, maybe she wins by DQ, something like that, where Britt just
yeah,
snaps. I don't know.
I had a guess just from reading the interwebs and seeing online. I'm rolling with Dakota Kai.
That would be dope. I would love that.
I think this could be the Dakota Kai call up. You know what I mean? Debut. Um, yeah, because where'd I go? There I am. Yeah, so I'm just curious, what everyone else thinks. It seems like most people think Brit. Um, I just feel like if it was Brit, you would have done it last week in Pittsburgh, but I don't know. So I'm gonna stick with Dakota Kai because I feel like it has to be somebody that's gonna be a surprise slash legit threat to doing it,
Yeah,
and not like it's not gonna be Diamante going out there. No offense to her, but you get my point. It's
yeah.
not like oh that's it so. All right, well
All
it's
right.
8:03, folks. We are 5 minutes short from opening pitch.
Nice.
Um, So thank you all for joining us.
Big
Enjoy
swole from
Big Swoles
Florida.
from Florida.
That's
Yeah, we'll see how that shakes out. Thank you all for joining us. Enjoy your evenings. Enjoy the week. There are no pay-per-views this weekend, but you do have NXT Showdown and AEW Title Tuesday going head-to-head on Tuesday night. So enjoy that if you're watching one or both. And we'll see you on Monday here at 7. There is no football. I believe there's no Raw head-to-head, so we will have
Let's
7 to 8 all to
go.
ourselves. And we have some fun segments planned out for you. We're going to be doing some dream/nightmare seating chart scenarios where you'd want to sit in a room with people that are wrestlers. And we will also be doing guess the pay-per-view, where we put on the screen the whole pay-per-view or parts of the pay-per-view, not one at a time like we did previous. This is going to be just a full card, and then the other person has to guess the event and the year, or we can do and or if we want. We can play with that. But either way, we have a fun one set up for you. So thank you for joining us. And yeah, anything else, Danny?
Peace out, everyone. See you guys on Monday. Have a good weekend.